I wish the advice given in this video was given to me when I first started. Hey, what's going on YouTube? Khallid AKA Smoove Flipper. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to be giving out too much advice. You guys are going to be giving out advice. Now, what I mean by that is, last week I had made a post in the free Facebook group asking members to answer this question. And the question is, what advice would you tell a phone flipper who just started their journey today? Now, this is going to be a good video for those who are just starting, who are in their first couple weeks of flipping. And it's just important that you know these things, just so you're not pulling your hair out of your head. And I wish I knew a lot of these things when I first started, or someone told me these when I first started. So I made this post September 18th. I'm going to read a couple of them. There's a lot of them to read. It'll make the video like, 30 minutes long if I read everything. But I'm going to read some of the ones that are really important to me. And let's get into it. So the first one is from Brian Jordan. Brian Jordan says, invest in some training. Now, as you guys know, I do have a course on phone flipping. I teach you guys the ins and outs of how to, buy phones, how to do all that, how to scale your business, all that stuff. And when I was starting out, I didn't have, the opportunity to choose a course. So, in this day and age, it's 2018. You guys have the option to buy a course that pretty much is all summed up, giving you guys all the information. And not just one course, you guys have multiple courses to choose from. You guys, again, you have the opportunity to choose from, 4 or 5 different people who are offering a course. So if you aren't very fond of my teaching just by watching my videos, then you don't have to buy it, but you have options to choose from whoever you want to buy from. And again, I didn't have that when I first started. So, I feel like it's important to invest. You're not buying the course, you're investing in yourself. It's important to invest in something like this because, there's a lot of money to be made and there's a lot of money to be lost. And I've lost a lot of money starting out. And again, if I had opportunity to, have someone mentor me or have someone, create a course where there were videos giving me, all the steps to succeed, I would have invested in myself as well. So that's what Brian Jordan says. It's very good. A lot of people don't believe in the whole course thing, and that's fine. I'm not forcing anybody to believe into it. But for those who, don't want to lose a lot of money just by testing, it's a very good option for you to invest in. So that one's good. Floyd says, do lots of research. Now, this is also a very good point. I want to go over this really quick. Just important, do research. When you're first starting out, you have to understand what these terms mean. You don't just start out and not having done any research, because you're not going to know what to do or where to start. You're not going to know where to post, how to check the IMEI, how to check a phone. And a lot of these things are simple, but they can make or break your deal. You find a phone and you think it's a good deal, you didn't appraise it, and you ended up overpaying. So it's important that you understand, the basics of the business model. Just because you need to understand how everything works. Without that, you're gonna be lost. So again, Floyd, that's a good tip. Let me see. Elmer says, learn what not to do from other people's mistakes. Don't take shortcuts. This is something that really hit home with me, just because I have the free group, my Facebook group. There's a ton of other different groups, but in my group, I know that people post their pickups and they post times where they have lost money. I've made videos of times where I've lost money, and I make them just so you guys can understand what not to do. This is very important to learn from other people's mistakes. If someone was to tell you, make sure you check for iCloud, continue every single day, they tell you that, and they, fail at it, and they show you, look, I just lost $100 because I didn't check the iCloud. Learn from that. Don't forget that this person basically told you what not to do. They didn't check. So that means when you get a phone, an iPhone, and you're doing the inspection, you make sure you understand, okay, I'm going to check for iCloud. I've seen too many people lose money by not checking this. I'm going to check it for myself. So it's important that you're learning from other people's mistakes. And then don't take shortcuts. Again, this business is not for, you know, someone who wants to be doing this for a month or two and then stop. You know, you have to be in just like everybody else is. 100%, you know, whether you have a full-time job or not, give this business your all when you have time to do it. So that's also a good point he made. Let's see. Chris Kripe says, take massive amounts of action, and then when you're thinking you're taking massive action, take more. And this is important, very, very important, because I see this a lot. I've talked to many people who, you know, even some of my course, who have bought the course, who have, you know, messaged me telling me they're going to start, and I check up on them. I do checkups with people who are in my course and who aren't in my course, just because I want to see how they're doing, based off of our previous conversations. And a lot of them tell me I didn't start yet, or I was going to start, something came up, now I'm not starting, or I had to go get a job, or different things that, you know, in my opinion are just excuses. But once you take action, whether it's taking action with $5 or taking action with $5,000, just taking action in general is going to make you successful. I've never seen someone who was successful, you know, not take action. You know, this person, example, LeBron James. And LeBron James took action. He practiced. He did all this. If LeBron James was a couch potato and didn't shoot a basketball, you know, and then went into play, he wouldn't be in the NBA. It all goes back to phone flipping. You know, you take action, you practice, you understand how things work, you get better at it each and every day you practice. It's just like anything else. So that's a very good point, Chris. Daryl says, gain some basic understanding of how the process works and go for it. Treat it like a business. Very, 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 very important. You guys know I'm very big on treating this like a business. I'm very big on telling you guys to treat this like a business. Whether you are buying a phone a week, whether you are meeting somebody at a Starbucks, it does not matter. You don't need a brick and mortar store to take this business serious, to treat it like a business. You know, I call the people that I work with my customers. You know, they are my customers, and I treat them just as if I was in a store. And, you know, regardless of where I'm meeting them at, it does not matter. You know, I treat them just like how I would treat them if I had a store. And that's important for you guys to do, whether you are in person or talking to them over text. Just be professional with it, and you should be good to go. And then he also touches on gaining some basic understanding, like I mentioned earlier, just knowing what these terms mean and how to find phones. How to appraise. Those are very, you know, important tactics you need to learn, because if you don't know how to get phones, then how are you gonna be successful in this business? You know, if you don't know that posting ads is a great way of getting leads, and then those leads turn into getting phones, then you need to go back and do your research and understand that's how it works. Matthew Boyd says, don't stop when you make mistakes. Shake it off, learn from it, and keep going. Again, very, very solid advice. Mistakes happen. It happens to the best of us. It happens to me a lot. I make mistakes. And it's just all about learning from them. You know, if I was someone that, when I first started, was hard on myself for making mistakes, then I probably would have quit. You know, but, you know, and at first I had that mindset. I wasn't really like too down on myself, but it messed me up for a day or two. But then I understood, okay, this is business. You know, I know how business works. You know, I've taken business classes all through college. I know how this works. So, you know, I understood that it's a roller coaster. So I wasn't so hard on myself, like the next person may be, because they don't understand. But once you understand how it works, once you understand that it's normal to make mistakes, then you should be good. Abdullah says, stay learning, never think you know it all. This is very important. And I'm going to tell you guys, even for myself, I don't think I know everything about phone flipping. There's probably some things that I haven't even tapped into yet. And I'm not you know, I don't have any, you know, shame of going and asking someone else who have been in the business longer than me, or someone else who is doing a new strategy. Zachary Hill says, sign up for the course and cut through all the BS. He's right, guys. Sign up for it. You know, whatever course you want to get into. It doesn't have to be mine, but just if you don't, you know, want to go through the trial and error phase of you losing money and, you know, finally understanding how everything works after a month, then sign up for a course, invest in it. It's going to pay for itself. You know, you can pick up a couple phones a day and make whatever you invested in the course back easily. So whatever course you go through, just take action and invest in it. It's either my win or May win. So sorry if I messed her name up. But she says, for those who want longevity, don't complain, learn from your problems, change your mindset, and move on. Now this one had a bunch of likes, and in my opinion, this is one of the best ones, just because she mentioned longevity, and I see a lot of people, you know, say, "Hey man, I want to get into this business. You think I can make $3,000 my first month?" You know, stuff like that. They're not understanding that, you know, you just starting out. That's not really going to happen, and if it does, you know, then kudos to you, but it doesn't happen to everybody. You're not gonna first starting out without knowing anything and diving into it and making $3,000. You know, can it happen? Yes, it can, but that's not the way you want to think about it. You want to think about, you know, growing as a phone flipper. You know, setting those goals, but it's all about longevity. You know, you could have those short-term goals of what you want to make in a month. You know, all that, but you want to say, okay, in 3 years, I want to have this. I want to be making this. You want to think about it like that in the long run. You know, not the short term, the 2-3 months from now. You know, it's all about longevity. That's very important that she said that. Also, she said, learn from your problems and change your mindset. So again, learning from your problems. You know, you're gonna have times where you are gonna screw up. It's all about learning from it. And then when you do screw up, you got to understand that you can't have your mind control your next move. So what I mean by that, if you all mess up in the head and you're about to pick up a phone, make sure you clear your mind before you start looking into that phone. Because if you're thinking about something else totally different, you know, you screwing up on the last pickup, you got to screw up on this pickup because you're not focused. So get your mindset right. But mindset's all about understanding. You understand that this is normal. You understand, you know, how to do this and that. It's going to be a lot better for you. It's all about understanding, you know, the business and understanding that it happens in business. So, very, very good comment. And let's get to the next one. Felden says, be respectful and communicate effectively. Now, this is also very important, because you're going to come across people who, again, they're going to be rude to you from the start. You know, they're going to be, hey, give me so-and-so for this phone. Or, you know, they just don't know how to talk to people. And you shouldn't let that affect how you are as a person, how you want to run your business. If somebody is being, you know, let's say they're being rude to you, it is what it is. You kill them with kindness every single time. You know, if somebody's cursing you out, calling you this, calling you that, and I've been called every name in the book by people who were mad at my offer, who were mad that I didn't reply to them fast enough, just stupid stuff. But I killed them with kindness, and you know, it made them even more mad. You know, and it was fun seeing them, you know, call me different names, all this, all that, and then just me blocking them and moving on. But it's very important, like you said, to be respectful, regardless of who's coming at you in a disrespectful way. It's very important that you just, you know, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Let me know if you want to go through with the deal. Something like that, it kills them. It hurts them inside. So those who are rude to people, don't be rude back. Just get by them, be respectful, and make sure you do communicate effectively. Mendo, this is one of the last ones. Mendo says awareness, and I'm not sure what he meant by awareness, but I think I can kind of understand what he's saying. So this might be something like going over safety precautions, pretty much. So when it comes to awareness, this is very important. Just because you have a phone in your hand, let's say, okay, I'm buying an iPhone X here, and you know, I meet the guy or the girl inside the Starbucks. If I'm not aware that this person brought 4 other people with them, then I could easily get robbed. You know, if I don't know that, you know, there's me and this person sitting down, and there's 3 people standing up right here, then I'm not aware. You know, there's things you need to pick up on when it comes to you meeting up, being safe, and all that. And it happened to me a couple of times just recently, where a guy I met up with brought 2 of his friends, and they were both standing up. Now, we were in a chair. We were in one of those tables where it was a little small round table, and it was only 2 seats, so 1, 2. And I, you know, before I could even start, I said, "Hey, you guys can sit down if you want." And I grabbed 2 chairs from the next aisle and gave them chairs to sit down. And that was just because I don't want someone standing up over me while I'm inspecting the phone. Just because, again, they can grab whatever I have in my hand, my money or the phone and the cash, and run off, and I couldn't do anything about it because they're already up. So just being aware of stuff like that, small things, you know, it's going to help you out in the long run. It's going to help you with avoiding being robbed and stuff like that, because again, it happens. There's some people out there who are just, you know, crazy and have, you know, bad intentions. But you know, if you are aware and you understand that, okay, this person brought in this many people, this person's with this person, I know who I'm dealing with, you know, and you are aware of the situation, then you can prevent those things from happening. Mark says, you're going to overpay for some phones when you first start out. Sell it and take your loss, or hopefully just break even and keep moving. So basically what he's saying is, you know, there's going to be times where you are going to overpay. And I've overpaid tons of times in the beginning. You know, I was paying a lot, you know, I was just, you know, projecting an $8 profit turned to a $20 profit, turned to a $40 loss. There's things that happen, and it just happens. And you know, those are all learning experiences right there. It's going to happen to you, you know, regardless of if you want to believe it or not. There's going to be a time where you're just going to overpay for something, and you know, it just happens. You know, you just have to take the loss. Like you said, either break even or take the loss. You know, get what you can out of it, get that cash back, and keep moving, because you don't want to have, you know, that cash being held up because you don't want to sell the phone just because you're mad. You know, your emotions got into it, and you don't want to list this phone because you know you're going to lose money off of it. Well, you've already lost the money, got to get some of that back so you can keep investing in more phones. So again, that was a great advice by you, Mark. So I wanted to, you know, kind of give you guys a video where you guys are getting advice from other people, and not just me. You know, although I've probably been through everything that the advice was given, I've been through all of that. I want you guys to hear it from someone else. I want you guys to know that what I'm telling you guys is right. You know, everything that I'm telling you guys, or have been telling you guys in my videos, are all being said in the comments of this question that I asked. So take all this information in. I know it's a lot. I know it can be overwhelming for some of you guys, but this is solid advice from everybody who made a comment on this post. Very, very solid advice. And I want you guys to, you know, if you are in that group, find this post. It says, what advice will you tell a phone flipper who just started their journey? Find this post, save it, and make sure you look at it, you know, every day or every other day. Make sure you understand these points that they're making, and you should be good to go. So again, guys, I don't know if you guys are liking this types of videos where I do, you know, ask these types of questions, but let me know if you guys are, by liking the video, or in the comments, let me know what I could have improved on in this video. If you do enjoy it, again, drop a like. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.